What's up, you guys? Welcome to Fightful. It is January 7th, 2026. I am Sean Ross Sapp. I am joined by Alex Pawlowski. There he is.
Hello.
Hello, Alex. How are you? Happy New Year.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Happy
Last
New
week,
Year.
yes, Happy New Year. I did a solo show last Thursday, but man, because a lot of stuff happened last week. So it's been a little while outside of me running in on Sour Graps that you guys or that we have been together on an AEW post show, because we weren't here the week prior either, were we?
No, because that was Christmas Eve.
So my gosh, this is the first time in 3 weeks that Alex and I have done an AEW post show together. I could have hit you with the "see you next year" thing 3 weeks ago, and it would have had a little bit more gravity.
Yep.
But here we are. Now, here we are. Send in your super chats, send in your humper chats. We had a full show full of humper chats today with Wheezy on the hump, but we have Alex Pawlowski here. We're here to talk AEW Dynamite. Andrade returned. Jake something is in AEW, not something that I saw coming, but something I'm very excited about. Get in your super chats. Get in your humper chats. Also, some of the notes you will hear were contributed by our great Fightful Select Discord members, as I put notes up there publicly. But another bit of positive news. Jim Ross was feeling well enough to do the show tonight. Good to see him in good health. He usually only did pay-per-views and only a couple matches here and there, so they kept him in the family. But good to see that. But Alex, anybody that has watched my coverage over the last, 6 years, it's been 6 years since I met Jake something, knows that I am very happy about this. I'll tell you guys a little story. Right before the pandemic hit, actually, the pandemic had just started. It was AEW Revolution weekend, and my good friend Dave Hancock drove to the Chicago airport and took me to Crown Point, Indiana, because Black Label Pro invited me to come out and do interviews with some of their talent. And Danhausen was on the show. I talked to him and a couple other people. But I was parked over in the corner because, I felt a little weird being in the locker room area, the curtained off area in general, but everybody was so kind. And I just kept bumping shoulders with this big, meaty son of a bitch. And that big, meaty son of a bitch was Jake something, of whom I was familiar with. But my God, at that very moment, I said, well, he should be signed. I didn't even know how good he really was in the ring. I had seen a couple matches, but nothing substantial. I saw him that day. It was very good. And I was like, well, AEW or WWE, surely. Took 6 years, but it finally happened. Alex, I had a lot of concerns about what would happen with one Mark Davis, because it's very clear that Kyle Fletcher is a singles guy. And, you feel bad for Mark Davis there. I do not feel bad for Mark Davis anymore.
Well, no, not now. No.
He and Jake something are going to make a meat sandwich. And by that, I mean, it's just going to be meat as the bread, meat in the middle, and then meat underneath. Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember a while ago when KFC debuted the double decker?
That's
it was a chicken sandwich, but
the double down isn't that what it was?
Double down. That's right. The double down, where both pieces of bread were actually pieces of chicken. And I think that instead of chicken, it's just sirloin beef. It's a sirloin beef sandwich where all the bread is sirloin beef, and then inside we don't have cheese. We have more. We have like one thin lean piece of roast beef. That is that tag team, and I am very excited to watch all of those matches. Here's the thing. We'll talk about another. Can you say addition, or rather a re-addition to the Don Callis family? We'll talk about that a little later. But what a wealth of riches for the Don Callis family. They just keep finding people who like beating on other people.
That specific show that I saw somebody in the chat mention that they saw me at that show. actually 15 people
Mm-hmm.
from that Black Label Pro show have been signed since then, Alex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone from Nathan Frazier to Lee Moriarty, Wheeler Yuta, Josh Alexander, Alex Zane, Blake Christian, the Rascals, it's all over the place. This is such a perfect fit. And again, I posted this on Twitter, not to blow up Jake something, now Jake Doyle's spot. Truly one of the kindest guys, the most just nice guys. I had the opportunity to interview him just outside of Kentucky. I think it was New Albany, Indiana, at a show that Billy Starks promoted. And it was a really good one. And just a guy that I knew was eventually going to catch on somewhere. Deadlock Pro Wrestling honestly gave him the best shot. Like they really helped him showcase to people what it was he could do. Now, I am not one to say so-and-so company fumbled so-and-so. I can say with incredible confidence that TNA fumbled Jake something as bad as I have seen a talent fumbled in a long time. He was so very clearly charismatic and has a presence and could have been a top guy. And somebody had actually told me recently, because I gave a list of like 20 wrestlers to an agent. And this agent goes, Tony's like got a thing for big dudes right now. He's liking those big meaty guys, as you call them. And I go, okay. I was like, well, that's the one right there. That's the main one that he should be looking at.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure it would happen because Tony Khan has had the opportunity to sign him in the past.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened. His deal was up on January 1st with TNA.
They didn't waste any time.
And his deal was supposed to be up like in the spring, from what I understood. Yeah. And he was very adamant on, you know what? He did business the right way, but he was very adamant on getting on out of there and doing something else. This was his second go around in TNA. It was very clearly not a good fit for a career move. I am shocked that the company that made him the cousin of Cody Deaner wasn't the right move.
Yeah. Unless what I saw was photoshopped. There is a print ad for the AMC new TNA.
It's accurate.
That features Jake something on it.
Yes.
And I feel like if his contract is up before the debut on AMC, maybe don't make a print ad with him on it just in cases.
Well, they would have had just a few people to pick from then. Because off the roster.
It's very true.
Like Myron Reed, Killer Kelly, the Rascals, Steve Macklin, like AJ Francis, Mustafa Ali, like all these people were up then. So, but get your super chats, get your humper chats in. DNC Digital says, just worked with Jesse Funaki, said Jake was great. He is great. He's the exact type of person you want in your locker room as well. He brings such a great presence and just a wonderful vibe about him. And putting him in the Don Callis family,
well, that works, man.
It works. Eloquent says, give me Jake and Mark against Toa and Khan. Oh my God, the absolute meat. I think Tony's got to do Meat Madness eventually.
He's got to now, right? Come on.
We've got to see this. Like that would be like, you know what? When World's End happened, I looked at the card and it's almost a tradition, Alex. I look at matches and I go, did this need to be 14 matches? This didn't need to be on the show. And the Mixed Nuts Mayhem was one of them until I saw it. And I said, this is a palate cleanser. I'm okay with that.
Sure.
Meat Madness could be both vicious and humorous in some of the spots that they do. I think that could be a lot of fun, and I hope that they do that. But,
I mean, was Meat Madness supposed to be a tournament to coincide with March Madness? Because if so, you have the time to set that up. Like, that's not like March is like a little under 2 months away. You have 7 weeks, Tony. Get on it to set up a Meat Madness / March Madness tournament. Come on.
I honestly think that's great. Like, also, let me see here. Aren't those broadcast on Warner platforms?
There are broadcast on Turner. Like a lot of the stuff is broadcast on Turner. Get it done.
And somebody says best of the super heavies, greater than best of the super juniors. Yes. Why did we not have one of those?
Yeah.
Why do we not have those? Jambeard says when the Don Callis family split happens, give me Davis and Doyle versus the Murder Machines. I just think there is something to big bad sons of bitches clubbing each other, and it's not like they're lumbering, boring guys anymore, like in the '90s where you saw a lot of that. Like these guys can all work, which you're always happy to see. Also, Ricochet finally learned what the word bounty meant during this. During this,
Yeah, that was cute. All we did was ask that somebody hurt, injure these two gentlemen, and if they did, we would pay them a sum of money. It's not a bounty. That is quite literally what a bounty is. Well, I learned something today.
Yes. So while we're on the subject of meat, I think one could argue, especially in these days, now that the average wrestler has gotten a little bit smaller, I would say Shelton Benjamin qualifies as a big meaty son of a bitch.
He does.
John Moxley, you wouldn't normally say that. He's 225 pounds, but he had such a match with Shelton.
He also wrestles like a meaty son of a bitch.
He does.
You know what I mean? Like that's his basic move set.
And I'll tell you one thing that I respect. It is the Gabby Forza method. It is the Joey Janela method of you lose piece of a tooth and you say, this is better for my day job.
Yes.
As inconvenient as it may be, it is better for my day job. And he is rocking with that because he knows. And poor Renee's just got to deal with it, right? Like Renee's just got to handle it. But like it helps. Now, Shelton did whiff on a spinning kick, but the dude still got it, man. Like, Alex, look at me. WWE released him 16 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember I was working at a GNC at that point. I was out there slanging sups. I had women come in. You have any pantothenic acid? I need it for my hair. And I'd be like, yeah, it's over here, bitch. But like, here's your triple strength fish oil. You need some of that? You need a Vitapack? No. All right, later. One of those. And then I pop open my little phone, my little flip up phone, logged onto the internet because it had that capability at that point. I thought I was so cool. And I read the news and I was so bummed. This was like right after I started covering pro wrestling too. My favorite wrestler, Shelton Benjamin, released 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Here this dude is still out there just slugging it out. They went out into the audience, and I actually really loved MVP's commentary here where he's like coaching Shelton without being able to say anything. He's like, why are you doing this? Shelton's smarter than this. Why are you playing into this? And also, he can't beat him like that. Then Shelton gets beat with 2 seconds left while getting pinned in a triangle choke. I enjoyed this greatly. This is very specifically my type of thing.
It was a tremendous match until the finish, which was awful. You make Shelton Benjamin, a veteran of 20 years, look like an absolute rank amateur. He knows, at least I'm sure MVP told him, all you have to do is last 20 minutes. You can beat him, because I know you can. But if it gets down to the last minute, figure out a way to not get pinned at the last minute, and you still get the title shot. But instead of, after that incredible knee that he gave to Moxley, retreating to a neutral corner and letting the time run out so he gets the title match, he puts himself on his back against John Moxley, basically asking to get pinned with 2 seconds left. And I don't think Shelton Benjamin should be the type of guy that would make that kind of colossal judgment error in that kind of a position. I think that is bad booking. I don't think they should have done that with him. You want to have him lose legitimately inside of the last 2 minutes because Moxley hits him with the paradigm shift, that's fine. It would be a lot better than this, which makes him look dumb. I loved the match up until that point. Loved it. But come on, man. He's not that dumb. He can't be that dumb.
I am also of the belief that the I pin myself spots should stop in wrestling. The one that I hated the most that they overdid was the Oh, I've got you in a rear naked choke, and it's the Bret Hart Roddy
Yes,
Piper
the
thing,
Bret
which
Hart one,
should
for
work like
sure.
once. Outside of that finish, I really liked this match, but
Yeah,
that
it
finish
was hard
specifically, I
hitting.
was like,
These guys work really well together. One of the main reasons I'm so upset that they didn't just have him go to a draw is because I really wanted to see these guys fight again. I would love to watch these guys fight one more time for 20 more minutes. But now after this, we don't get that. I mean, we might get in the future, but not because of this.
oh man, we've got the Tanahashi retirement video package as well. Jambeard also says Meat Madness could have Lashley, Toa, Davis, Archer, Brian Cage, Jake, Hobbs, Satnam, Brody King, Big Bill, Joe, Wardlow, Luchasaurus. Well,
We were
a
talking.
bunch of those aren't.
I don't know if it was you I was talking to about this when the Meat Madness thing first surfaced, but somebody I was talking to about it said that John Silver has to be the last
Yes, that was
entry,
me. That was me.
and his first round opponent should be Satnam. And
Yes.
John Silver somehow beat Satnam in the first round. I'm going to lose in the second round to somebody like Brody King or something. But like, wouldn't that be an awesome Cinderella story? That's definitely a 16 beating a 1. Like if you're in a Meat Madness tournament, the meatiest dude in the entire tournament losing to the smallest guy would be great.
Also, R.I.P. Crash Holly, if he was still with us, him making a surprise entry.
Yes, that would be great.
Would have been really. He would have definitely been the type of guy that was still doing solid indie work in his 50s, for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
We have Jungle Jack Perry, who has to find 2 other teammates because JetSpeed get taken out. And who does he land on? The men that he wanted to stab fairly recently. The Young Bucks, who are in incredible shape. The audience is all about them. They got the tassels. There was a spot that was impressive, but I hated Alex. Can you guess what it is?
No, I don't know. What was
The
that?
triple Samoan drop. It was very impressive.
Oh, yes, it was very impressive.
But Jack Perry just he's climbed. He's climbed over onto the Jacksons.
I
actually
also
wouldn't mind if, like, he said, I just kind of wanted to see if he could do it.
That would be a good moment. Here's the other thing about it, because I also thought that was very funny, where Jack says, "Well, here we go." It just falls on top of it, like my dog is laying on the couch. But also, man, that is one of those. Whenever I see one of those now, I always get preemptively like worried, like all of a sudden I start having a mini panic attack. Ever since Rick Boogs put both Usos on his back, doing one of those kind of spots, and his knee just exploded. Like, and both Usos don't weigh as much, I don't think, as 2 Bucks and a boy from the jungle. Like, you can't, like, when that happens, I'm always like, oh, please don't have Toa Leona's knee blow out because he's doing this spot in the middle of a match that straight up doesn't matter. But he didn't. It was fine. This was a lot of fun. The Bucks, man, I'm watching the Bucks do stuff, and I'm like, oh wow, Bucks for tag champs. Oh wait, no, the current tag champs are FTR. I don't want to see those guys fight anymore. So
as good as the match would be,
I don't need to see it. I've seen it a lot, but they're great, especially with the tassels. They got the tassels back. They've gone full tassel, and so I'm very excited to see full tassel back with them. And the problem I have with this is that they're doing a lot. I suppose it's unavoidable. If everybody has a title, then everybody who gets pinned is going to be a champion who gets pinned in a non-title match. They're just doing this a lot now, and every time they do it, I cringe a little bit because I really hate pinning champs in non-title matches.
Well, buddy, good luck, because everybody's a champion.
Everybody's got a title, so I guess it's unavoidable, but still, they're doing that with Ricochet an awful lot.
Toa no sells a whole bunch of super kicks, by the way. That happened. assisted flying knee from Jack to Ricochet was really cool to see. Then, Jack Perry and the Bucks defeat the Demand. Davis and Doyle come out and attack Perry and the Bucks after the match, which I like. They are just, listen, if they are assassins and Don Callis is like, there's money to be made here and I can collect a percentage off of basically sending these two big guys out there. Ooh, do I love that? Like, it doesn't have to be APA style. It can be like just straight up. And I hope it's like indiscriminately as well. Like, I hope that at some point, JetSpeed just realized they can also hire these guys. And what I would like to see, Alex, is like JetSpeed win one of those $100,000 matches. And they're like, well, we're petty. So we just spent all the money on them to get them to harass you guys for like a month straight.
Okay. Cool.
I would like to see things like that implemented. But JetSpeed come out for the save with barbed wire hockey sticks.
Yes.
The lights go out, and there he is. He's gone from WWE to AEW to WWE to AEW, technically back to WWE to AEW. It's Andrade.
Man. He looks so great in the full suit with the overcoat and the mask and the long hair peeking out underneath the mask. He looked great. And I love that, like, everybody, because these were, the fairly low on the totem pole guys in the Don Callis family. I kind of like how they all kind of deferred to him as like he's one of the top lieutenants. We are at best sergeants, and so he outranks us, and we kind of defer to him. We'll let him have the floor. We know what our job is to beat up dudes, but he kind of calls the shots around here as long as Okada's not here or Fletcher. Well, we haven't seen Fletcher for a while, but like
Fletcher said, wait a second, he's in the Don Callis family and United Empire?
Yeah.
He was very confused by this.
Yes, indeed. This was I liked this a lot. I also, it was interesting to see like FTR come out and kind of like basically introduce themselves to the Don Callis family in a way that said, we'll be facing you guys soon.
With Stokely very
in a wheelchair. Yes.
He's got the wheelchair. So if Stokely is any way that he was like 6 years ago when I knew him and got to talk to him a lot, he probably took that spot to heart, but he's doing the right thing. If I were him, I'd be out there saying, Juice Robinson tried to put me through a table, but he couldn't. I was too athletic.
Yes, right.
I was too athletic. I like that I donated. I don't know if you saw in Collision, he said he was at the Vivian Banks Medical Center. Fantastic stuff. And getting all these heels in on it, like even MJF and like everybody was in on it. I really dug that. Northern Composure says, absolutely needed this tonight. AEW is back. Andrade, something, the Elite, Gang Wars. Let me tell you, AEW has never been more back than Gang Wars.
Yeah, that's very back.
It says, solid backstage production and promos. Mox, Shelton, Bandido, Sammy. We're only an hour and 15 in as I write this. Does TK know the Jags had their biggest game ever on Sunday? Maybe second biggest ever.
They were in the AFC Championship game, but he wasn't around then.
I mean, no, they won a wild card game
Did they go Super Bowl that time? I'm thinking way back. We're like their second year ever. They were in the AFC Championship game. Like that to me feels like the biggest one. But yeah, I think they were.
I thought a couple years ago they won the wild card round and then they played the Chiefs. Yeah, that one would have been their biggest.
They've been to three AFC title games.
You know what? Yeah, they played in the AFC Championship in 2017 as well. And I think that they owned the team then. So
maybe not
pipe down, buddy. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate you very much. Oh my gosh, man. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. Why bet on the playoffs anywhere else when my bookie AG gives you everything you need to get paid? We've got that link in our description below, but the NFL playoffs are live. College football's bowl season just happened. You got the Super Bowl around the corner. It's peak betting season, and my bookie is built for it. Same account, same wallet, sports, casino, reloads, live bets, everything you need in one place. Go to mybookie.ag now. Use promo code FIGHTFUL. Get your first bet covered up to $500. If it doesn't hit, use your bet back bonus token and then just run it back. Let's build a bankroll in January and ride it through the Super Bowl. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere, only at my bookie, including pro wrestling. Pro wrestling. And hey, guys, listen, UFC is no longer going to be behind the pay-per-view paywall. It's going to be on Paramount. Not a plug for them or anything, but it's going to be easier than ever to watch that as well. My bookie AG and the code FIGHTFUL. Yeet. We have the Omega and MJF video package. Omega does not like being reminded that he is closer to the end than the beginning. He is very clearly like he's got a chip on his shoulder. He wants to prove that he can still go. How'd you feel about this package here?
I mean, it was good. I like that they referencing the match they had before when MJF had to beat Kenny to extend his reign past Kenny's record reign. I like that they are bringing that back into it. I think it's cool that they're basically saying, yeah, we'll get there, because MJF has a lot more pressing things. Like he's got to face Bandido, who's been almost unbeatable for a year next week. And then when he gets past that, Swerve and Hangman both want another shot. So does Joe. Like, I feel like he's got to get through all of those things. Like maybe we're not getting Kenny versus MJF until like Double or Nothing. But I love that they introduced it now, because it's kind of a thing they want in our minds and keep bringing it back. Kind of a thing, like it's a thing for the future, not too far off, but something that MJF will have to deal with if he can get through all of his present problems.
Miss Kayfabe says, any word on if I'm in the Don Callis family? Not meaty enough. Sorry.
No.
Sorry. Willow Nightingale has a TBS title celebration, which is with Renee hosting and Harley Cameron and Chris Statlander. They got the lights down low. And
that was a malfunction. That wasn't a malfunction.
Was it?
That was definitely a malfunction. They are not trying to do that.
Really?
That was Tulsa didn't pay their light bill. That was that, and then they figured it out because they brought him back up halfway through the thing. Like they weren't doing. I don't think.
I thought they were just setting the mood.
I don't think that was on purpose, but yeah.
Well, Willow is pretty straightforward. She's like, hey, I got my bestie, got my friend back, got my title back, got all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And she's like, I know Mercedes is going to want to come out here and say something, so I'm just going to go ahead and invite her because this is pro wrestling. Yeah. And Mercedes obliges and she's in her mourning garb.
Right.
Willow puts over Mercedes 2025. Mercedes has a meltdown and falls into the cake, gets power bombed into the cake. This was definitely accentuating what Mercedes is doing, which is the no good, very bad, terrible series of weeks, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse for her, Alex.
Yeah. This was confounding to me last week. Like, I think everybody who'd been talking about it was saying, oh yeah, well, this is where she crashes out and she loses one title after another until the TBS is the last one she loses. And when she loses it, it should be to Willow. We didn't think she was going to have 10 belts left when she lost the TBS title, because now they're treating her as though she has nothing when she has 10 other belts. And so that to me feels like it's less than. And also, like, I love Willow. I'm very happy that she is the one who beat Mercedes. But now, while she just became the tag champs, it feels like it kind of devalues that whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't this kind of what Mercedes was objecting to in WWE? Like, the tag champs being inserted into singles championship storylines when all what we should be doing is having tag team storylines. And so all of this just feels odd to me. And when I somebody said, well, maybe Mercedes has to go and film something or something, and they had to get it off of her now. Obviously that's not the case. But I was like, now that she's here and we're probably doing some kind of rematch, well, I don't know. We will see. Again, super happy for Willow. Nice moment with her and Statlander. But I feel like there was a possibility to do a nice long build-up to her beating Mercedes. While Mercedes is progressively more and more crashing out, Willow then, after losing the tag titles, building to be the one to take Mercedes. I thought that would have been a better play than just snapping your fingers and now it's done. And now we'll see what goes on after that. I just really hope that we didn't introduce women's tag titles in AEW to have them basically treated like the women's tag titles in WWE, which is that they're only important if they're on the right women, and then they won't actually be doing anything with them. They'll just be using them as props. And I don't want that to happen here. I have to have confidence that it won't, but it's weird to do a double champ thing right away, right off the bat.
Well, I mean, there's too many title belts, and I'll say it every single time. Also, I just saw the clip of where the lights went out, and I clearly had turned my face to the screen right around the time Renee said, Willow Nightingale, and I said, ooh, this mood light.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We've got Willow Night, or sorry, we got Tekla, we've got the Sisters of Sin backstage calling out Willow, Stat, and Harley. A match is set next week for Maximum Carnage. I really like Tekla with them because she is such a contrast there.
And I like, she's like, she seems to me is fairly obvious the next challenger for Stat. You have the Sisters of Sin, who could easily go after the tag belts, but the current practice of we can only advance a storyline by having a current champion be pinned in a non-title match, to me just gives away what we're doing here with this match next week. And I think there are other ways. There are other ways of getting to that title match than having a current champion look at the lights. It never feels good for me to watch that. I see it. I've been watching it for a decade now, and it always makes me go, I wish we had done something different.
Tom LaValle says Alex is Ghost of Dusty in the Don Callis family. He's meaty.
Yeah, well, he is very meaty. I mean, I'm sure. You know what? He's their spiritual advisor.
Do the Meat Madness? Do the Meat Madness matches a casino gauntlet? That's honestly not a bad idea.
Yeah, an all meat casino gauntlet would be pretty great. Like,
hear me out. An all meat Face of the Revolution ladder match.
Well, then Satnam can be in it because he's going to reach up there and grab the.
Well, here's what I want. I want them to gimmick some of the ladders to where they hit them with it, and the ladders break instead of the people.
Sure. Yeah, do the gimmick ladder where Big Show couldn't climb a ladder and all the rungs broke.
And Insimmon says, I feel like when establishing a title, you shouldn't take the pin again. Also, the Demand should have won those trios titles. They don't feel as special. Ricochet needs to look stronger as champ. Well, then you would have had the national champion winning the trios title, but instead you've got the person who was the world champion with the trios titles. And there are too many title belts in pro wrestling.
Listen, I'm so happy. It has been announced that Ricochet is now going to Mexico to defend the national championship internationally the way that it was sold to us when like nothing made me crash out harder than figuring out that not only was he defending the title that's supposed to be defended outside of the company, inside the company versus Jack Perry, but he was defending the title that should be defended outside the country, inside the country, the most inside the country you could possibly be, in Omaha, Nebraska, the dead center of the country. Listen, if the rules are you defend it outside the company and outside the country, then have him do those things, or just don't have that be the rules of the title.
Jambeard says Monet in her morning outfit means she joined New Day, right? Very clever. Laurent Ford says the segment was very polarizing online. My bigger question is, what are they doing with Chris? Did they forget she's world champion? Well, they didn't. She was there with the world championship. But yes, this is my main complaint when you have so many title belts.
Yes.
Look what happened when they split the WWE men's tag team titles. There's hardly any underneath programs. Look what happened when they added not just an IC belt, but a US belt for the women. One is cared about greatly. The other one, not at all.
Right.
How I would have done it, I would have had one. And that's how a Becky Lynch can say, no, my title is way better than these two world titles because I'm going everywhere. Like there's a way to do that. Look at everything else. What singles program for the men is there's Darby and Pac, I guess, for no title belt on it?
There's no title belt there now. For now, there's not. Yeah.
And you didn't have a bunch of your champions on the show tonight. Ron Ford says AEW needs to stop booking double champions. Yeah, they do. I would say across WWE and AEW and ROH and NXT, there are probably, good God, like 12, 14 belts I would get rid of, or consolidate in capacity. It's too much. I can't. It drags down my enjoyment.
Right. Like the non-title feuds are there to build somebody up for a title program. You have a non-title feud between two talented wrestlers, and the winner of that non-title feud looks really good coming out of that non-title feud where they were the winner. And then when they show up as a challenger for a champion, they're like, okay, hey, that guy looked really good in that non-title feud. And when we're not doing non-title feuds, you just have a guy come out and say, I want a title shot, or how about a non-title match? And then I pin you, and then I get a title shot out of that. It just feels like that's the only way things are done now.
Is Mayor McCheese in the Don Callis family? I'm going to say no, because he's primarily bun. He's way too much bun, not enough meat.
That's the thing about it, is that they just didn't put enough meat in Mayor McCheese. It was mostly cheese.
It's really sad to see. It is confirmed, by the way, both Jake Something and Andrade are under contracts to AEW. We had a Mark Briscoe package from the chicken farm. I mean, listen, this type of thing always highlights his character and his personality really well. Good way to keep him on TV. Is he still a champion right now?
Yes, he is still the TNT champion.
Of course he is. Even the chickens get a fucking title shot on the show.
He's still the champion, and he was actually complaining about not being able to kick a guy's ass. You took almost the entire month of December off. I'm pretty sure you could just say, I wanted to do an open challenge, and somebody on Collision would come and you could fight him. But after that one shot with Danny Garcia, nothing, you weren't doing anything. So don't complain about how you didn't get a kick in anybody's butt. I'm pretty sure you could have figured out a way to make that happen.
But he will get to Saturday.
He will.
Bandido, who is the ROH World Champion and the Dynamite Diamond Ring holder, who is competing for the AEW World Championship next week, defeated Sammy Guevara, of whom holds a title belt. Alex.
Yes, he does. Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Good match. Sammy gets busted open. You know, Sammy really, you can tell he relishes the opportunities he gets on Dynamite now after having been one of the pillars. And now, quite frankly, he just is not. He certainly relishes that. And during the commercial break, JR talked about the heel tactics of Sammy, and he goes, wouldn't it be embarrassing if he got disqualified during a commercial break? Which I really like. But he also spit something in Bandido's face. Crowd loved this match, but eventually Bandido gets the win. The 21 plex is a very hit or miss move for me based on the setup and all that. But Bandido has been a phenomenal in-ring performer. And quite frankly, I feel like as he gets older, he's going to go the method of where more of what he does makes sense in the ring as opposed to that's amazing to see in the ring. And I think it's going to bring a lot of it together. Entertaining match. And again, Bandido had a great 2025 and it'll be hard to top that in 2026, but clearly they think something of him.
Yeah. I think they think a lot of him. I just feel like it is, it's the ROH world title is more about a thing that you can carry onto your TV matches on AEW to make you look more impressive than it is of anything about ROH. And I just don't think that's proper. So I love Bandido. If he loses that title, I hope he's a mainstay on AEW TV all the time. And I think he could be a future world champion. But you know, like if this kind of a thing, and I think that teaming up with Roosh and Beast Mordos and all that kind of stuff has done a lot for Sammy Guevara. I honestly really love his whole vibe, like the terrible little mustache and the colored sunglasses and the undercut and the Hawaiian shirt and the white pants, like all of it. It just totally fits. It really works for him. And I thought he was really good in this match. But you know, we all know Bandido's winning, and so he does. And that's but everybody's got a title, so that's another champion that gets pinned. You know what I mean? It just everybody has a title, so anytime you pin somebody, that's a champion getting pinned.
First off, too many titles. I'll say it again. I do give it a bit of pause when it's like a tag champion getting pinned in a singles or a singles getting pinned in tag a little bit, but
it is this a thing that now it becomes the everybody's holding a title, so anybody who's on TV has a title, and so when that person has a match, they get pinned. They're a champion getting pinned. But I really liked the match. I thought it was really well done. I thought Sammy did a great job. Bandido's always impressive. I'm really intrigued to see what happens with Bandido after he loses to Max next week. Like what's his next program? But yeah, we'll talk about this Max segment here.
So MJF comes down to the ring with John Cruz as a translator to confront Bandido. And then Bandido is like, I speak English, you dumb son of a bitch, which got a great pop. Yeah. MJF asked for the Dynamite Diamond ring, said, I've got 6 of those.
Right.
And MJF kicks him in the dick, steals the ring. MJF ends up getting hit with a 21 plex, and it ends up hitting a 21 plex on Cruz as well. I thought Cruz was very good here and took a lot of the heat.
He was very good here as the translator.
He was fantastic.
He got a lot of the heat. He took a huge bump on that 21 plex. Max, steals the diamond ring, but then Bandido steals it back from him. So this entire time, these past 6 years, MJF has been winning the Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royal. And he's been getting brand new diamond rings this entire time? Yes. Why was he so upset when Danny Garcia stole his diamond ring and pawned it if he had another 5 back? Like he was reacting to that as though it was the only one in the world and it was the most precious thing in the world to him. So I always thought it was the dynamite diamond ring, and that when now he wasn't in the battle royal, he had to relinquish it. And I thought he was going to say to Bandido as part of this whole thing, I will fight you. You can have my title if you beat me, but if I beat you, I want that diamond ring back.
That's what I thought as well.
That's my property. But if it's one of 6, now one of 7, well, I mean, like it completely devalues what that has been the entire time to me. If Max has been fighting and in that dynamite diamond battle royal, whatever it is, the DDBR, if he's in the DDBR every time, because he wants to retain this thing that is so important to him because it's how he cheats and it's how he wins matches, that means that thing is important. If he, after the 3rd one, if he had started losing all of them, he still got 3 rings back at the house. Like that it means it's no longer special. And I really don't like that there have been like, oh, now there's 6 of them. I got 6 of them back at the house. Like that doesn't.
Well, I still think they should do the thing where it's title for ring.
Like I still think they should do that. Yeah,
it should. It should. And Daniel Zam says, got here late, but yelled at myself that there's too many belts 4 or 5 times. So I think I'm caught up. Like I was legitimately sitting around thinking about it today, and I was like, man, this really, it's a significant adjustment to my enjoyment of a pro wrestling show. Yeah. And shout out to New Japan for saying, okay, we got to clean some of this lineage up as well. Like, they're not real. Like, it's not real. You can just do it. Yeah. You can still like go along and just change it. Like, yeah. N. Simmons says, I meant before the national title, they should have won trios title. Sorry for the confusion. Holt Shelton is okay. He was emotional at the beginning. Yeah, I saw that. I don't know exactly what that was about though, but hopefully everything is okay. But I agree.
I mean, it was months ago that they were going for the trios titles, and I do think they probably should have won.
That's fair. That's fair. Brody King video package, so it seems like he is going to have a bit of a singles run. They show clips of his band as well. I'm all for this. Tony Khan talked in an interview with, I think it was Mark Hoke today, about the possibility of AEW wrestlers going to compete in the G1. I think it should be Brody.
Brody would be great in the G1. Lord knows they have enough titles for him to go after one of them. You know what I mean? They've got a lot. I'm like, if you told me he's the guy who ends up beating Moxley, great, cool. You know what I mean? Why not?
Toni Storm and Marina Shafir. Marina dominates most of the match, but Toni comes back. Yuta Garcia come out and pull the ref. I think it was Yuta that pulled the ref out. And the ref's like, DQ, bro.
Yeah, it is funny how many times I've seen that happen, and the ref just says, hey, now, and gets back in the ring. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even know you could DQ a guy for pulling the ref out, because I've seen it happen so many times with 0 consequences.
And I'm you don't see it that much on AEW TV, so not that big of a problem. And they're clearly going to continue this. Mina makes the save and gets laid out, but the conglomeration makes the save. Roddy showing up out of nowhere as well. Mm-hmm. But there was a stare down between Claudio and Roddy, so they're setting up something there. Then you've got Orange Cassidy, who clearly learned a little something from the Rizzler, rizzing Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa.
We're thruppling. We're thruppling in AEW. I need them to do a complete send up, like a shot-for-shot remake of the Three's Company opening credits with those 3 in it. I think that would break the internet, as the kids say. Do the kids still say that?
I don't know if there's a lot of kids that remember Three's Company.
Just me. This very old kid right here remembers it.
Darby is backstage and confronts Pac. Go ahead, Alex.
Listen, Pac was very reasonable in his response. Darby
Even
says,
tempered,
"Listen,
I
I beat all your friends up. Now I want to beat you up. I've beaten you twice. I don't think I have anything to prove. I'm not here to pander to your every whim. Now jog on, you bonny lad." And then he's attacked from behind by Darby,
Fire
who
extinguisher.
threatened by a fire extinguisher, and then dragged over to a door and threatened to break his surgically repaired foot until he gives in and gives him the match. How is any of this something that you want from one of your top baby faces? Like, this is classic heel behavior. Give me the match. If you don't give me the match, I'm going to break your leg. How is that a thing that we go, oh, yes, I like that guy. He's good. Like, I don't understand that at all. I just don't get it.
Matty Nice says, in the beginning, Pac was set to be a future world champion. Do you think that possibility is past? Well, he wasn't set to be a future world champion. Tony Khan knew who like his first 4 or 5 champions were going to be from the start. But Pac and Hangman were the first 2 people to come out and say, I want to be world champion. Obviously, it wasn't going to be Cody, the Bucks, or Omega because they were the EVPs and they didn't want that on them, so to speak. I do think that is past. I do not expect Pac to be a world champion in the future. All due respect to him. I think he's a phenomenal performer. Yeah. I just don't see them going that direction.
Yeah.
Jambeard says, give OC, Toni, and Mina the thruple titles. Jambeard, if you don't shut the fuck up before somebody there hears you and does this. If Tony Khan hears this at all or knows somebody that hears this,
is definitely something, because AAA has mixed tag titles. Mixed trios titles might be that's a bridge too far.
It is a bridge too far, but I'm going to help you bridge the gap in your wallet, my friends, with nordvpn.com/Fightful. They have such an incredible slate of deals. You change your virtual location with just one click, and then you get access to all kinds of stuff. Maybe you're overseas and you're like, man, that UFC deal you mentioned, it sounds pretty good. Well, you can get Paramount Plus over here. Save yourself some money. You can spend only $2.88 a month on average with this great deal. 2 years plus 4 months extra, plus a 30-day money-back guarantee. Watch WWE content all on Netflix and YouTube. If you're wondering, hey, where am I going to get those PLEs? You can get them on Netflix now. The library in the States as well. You can change your local market to watch sports as well. NordVPN.com/Fightful. But something I don't tell you all about as much. They have scam call protection. They have ad and tracker blockers. NordVPN is my ad blocker that I use. You can get cloud storage as well. And you can get anti-malware as well. There's so many different features. Head over there and check them out. The highest package is $6.33 a month. $6.33 a month. We had the main event. Jesus Christ, did I like this match. I thought everybody did a good job in this match. Hangman and Swerve defeat Hook and Hobbs in a lights out match. There were staples brought in that Hook got torn up with. And then Hobbs no-sold. I thought that was a really great contrast. Anybody that has seen me watch this show knows that I loved Taz. I was a big fan of Taz. Watching his son do an overhead suplex through a table in a corner made me be like, oh, my gosh. This was really good. The fans were calling for the tables. They brought out a set of cinder blocks and used those. Hobbs hitting like a world's strongest slam on there. The combo, it was the Deadeye Swerve stomp onto the cinder blocks as well. House call, buckshot lariat to Hook. They did this. You can tell Swerve's been watching a lot of action movies lately. Like you can just tell. It's like very action movie coded. They're wrapped up in a chain. He goes back over back, and it works out perfectly. Some of these action movie spots have been a little too ambitious, and it works out great. Hook ends up getting hung. I thought this was some of the best Hook in-ring stuff we've seen in a long time. The first time he's really been given an opportunity in a long time. I loved this match, Alex.
I really liked it a lot. I like it. I thought it was really good. I thought one of my biggest problems with the way they left it, because Hook was the one who cost Hangman the title, and then
they've continually went back to that, including at World's End.
Right, and so it's always been Hangman wanting not only revenge on Joe and to get his title back, but revenge specifically on Hook, who cost him the title. And every time he was trying to get to Hook, Hook would always figure out a way to get away. And so this match, even though he's not the champion anymore, he's not getting the championship back from Joe. He has to somehow get his revenge on Hook. And I love that they were able to get that here. I thought that Hook did a great job. That anytime you do one of these matches and one of the people ends up being the one to tap out or get pinned, I always mentally do a check of where's the other guy on his team and why can't he make the save? Like what? And so often it's like he took a lariat on the outside 4.5 minutes ago. Why is that guy unconscious? But with this match, like the dead eye onto the cinder blocks with Swerve propelling his head down, night, big homie. That you ain't getting up from that. That like Will Hobbs has never been more asleep than he was laying there on his stomach. That was great. I thought that was excellent. They did not. I don't think it did during this match, but in another thing, I think they were taking out somebody. They did a buckshot in the ring. Like Swerve bent over, and then Hangman did the buckshot over Swerve's back, and then Swerve immediately followed with the house call. And I was like, that is a damn tag finisher. That's friggin' awesome. And I'm watching these guys, and I'm thinking to myself, just have these dudes beat FTR. Like that's a hell of a program. I want to see that match. These guys as the tag champs would be awesome. And then obviously there's still some resentment there. So like without it devolving too quickly into can they coexist, like it makes sense at some point why they would no longer be able to be tag partners together and could go back and feud, or at least say, listen, I'm done. I'm going to go my separate ways, whatever. So I think that like, even if it's a short run with the belts, these guys are so great together. It's really cool. And I thought that both Hobbs and Hook acquitted themselves well. I did think we might have gotten a Samoa Joe up in a skybox, watching this whole thing. But the fact that he wasn't there, he was kind of conspicuous by his absence. But I loved this a lot, man. It was great.
I mean, I think maybe one time ever we've seen Hook involved in any match that went this long, and it was like a big tag. But gosh, it's been 2 years since that Samoa Joe match with Hook.
Yeah.
And like after that, I was ready to see him get more opportunities because I thought that the match was really good. Mm-hmm. And now we're seeing it. And again, he's only 26 years old. Mm-hmm. So this, I think, went really well. And now we're starting to see a lot more range out of him as well as a performer instead of sort of the brooding character that we saw before. So very happy about that. Will Hobbs rises to the occasion every single time he's given an opportunity.
He's really so good.
Every time. Jambeard says Hangman started to drink beers again. At some point, Swerve has to do it as well during the entrance. I feel like he doesn't drink. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't think he drinks. But Zach Schimmel says SRS, there's also going to be a meat division title, and it'll be the biggest title because there isn't enough titles in AEW. It should be like a golden version of one of those like county turkey fair leg. Turkey leg. Exactly.
A turkey leg. It's a golden turkey leg. It's a golden turkey leg. That's what it is. For sure.
Zach Schimmel, thank you so much for the generous super chat and all the help you give us. Christian says, W, child abuse? Poor Hook. They beat that boy. And they did my guy Powerhouse Hobbs dirty. He needs some milk. and Quan Chi's magic because your boy dead after that spike. Concrete Christian. Thank you.
All I wanted to say that I think I have the perfect portmanteau of a tag name for Swerve and Hangman.
Alex Portmanteau. He was Alex the Pug Portmanteau. He was a jobber in WWF 96.
So,
yeah.
There we go. Swerve. Sometimes they call him Hanger, right? Swanger.
I pitched
Swanger. Call their tag name Big Swanger because there ain't no two more Big Swangers in AEW than Swerve and Hangman. That's what
I did pitch the Swangmen to
the Swangman's good too. Swangman's good too.
The Swangmen.
I like Big Swanger.
Jambeard says, I don't know, Sean, an AEW Meat Championship, AEW Thruple Trios Championship, AEW Lights Out Championship. Sounds like good ideas to me. They can do an AEW Announcers Championship. If that gets me Bryan Danielson versus Taz, I'll take it. Like, I'll do that. Like, we didn't have Danielson on commentary tonight, did we?
No Danielson. It was JR and wasn't it? JR, Shivani, and Excalibur the entire way. I thought JR was going to do like one or two matches, like the opener and then
because he usually does, yeah.
But he did the whole thing.
Guys, FightfulSelect.com. We had some news on Switchblade Jay White tonight. He is not cleared for action as even though he appeared on the New Japan Wrestle Kingdom. But we got more scoops there nonstop. You got WrestleVotes Radio on Thursday, got the Debunkathon on Friday, and then lots of other stuff peppered in. My Q&A is now happening later on in the week. But if you all don't mind, leave us a nice review on one of the podcast platforms. Leave a thumbs up or share the video. All that stuff greatly helps us. Alex, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on the social medias at Alex Sour Craps. You can find me on Monday night behind the paywall, FightfulSelect.com, talking about Raw with the wonderful Miss Kate Fabe. And then talking about it NXT with her. NXT, who knows what the heck's going on there? That's appointment viewing next week. We'll see what the heck they're going to do with this vacated world title. And then also the return now with the return of 3-hour SmackDowns. It's the return of the watch along of the final hour of SmackDown while talking about the first 2 hours of SmackDown. That's over there on Fightful Select as well. So come hang out at the Sour Grap show.
In Simmons, he says, wasn't a fan of the segment because it came off heelish from a babyface crew, meaning Willow and the Mercedes stuff. Now I feel like Mercedes won't be in the wrong for retaliating. Yeah, it did seem like
they were kind of goading her into the crash out.
Yes.
And like they didn't like Willow invited her down here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She was just in the back mourning in her all white outfit with very tall heels.
Somebody surely told her about this outfit at some point today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that. And yeah. Guys, until next time, we're out.